back, everybody, Everyday Off-Road. In this installment of This Old Heap, we're going to be dealing with messed up headlights. The ZJ has a, well, really strange design when it comes to mounting their headlights. And I have yet to come across one that the headlights are fine. Now, they are a plastic housing with a plastic lens. So even if they are mounted correctly, usually the lenses, well, you can imagine they're plastic lenses. So today we're going to be replacing the mounts, the housing, and the bulbs on one side of our new acquisition. I'm waiting on parts for the driver's side, but we have everything for the passenger side. So grab your beverage of choice. Along with, you will need a Torx driver, a Phillips screwdriver, a flat bladed screwdriver, and a pair of pliers. That's all it takes. So, let's get into it, shall we? Eek. Well, I tell you, plastic lens. In fact, there is something inside that's loose. Our mounts are broke, and we're missing one. The bulb is fine. We actually have that taken out. I hang on to them just in case. That is the housing. Here's one of the other problems. This is called, according to Mopar, this is a Mopar part, this is a headlamp assembly adjusting gear. Basically all it is, the headlight clips onto here. This is mounted to the back header panel, and you access this top screw here, Torx, through the top of the radiator support. Now these usually rust solid. Hang on. Truck going by. These usually rust solid, and as you can see, it's cracked right there. There's all sorts of nastiness inside there. This will not turn. I actually had to break this to get it out. Normally it's not a problem. You turn this until this screw gives you enough room. This screw will go in and give you enough room to slide this up out of the header panel. Well, it was out pretty far, and I go to pull it out, and it's binding up on the radiator support. So I had to take a vice grip and turn this, and basically I killed everything inside. So that's the second part. Here's the third part we're going to be replacing. This is a stationary mount, even though it can be adjusted, but it's one of those you adjust it once. This mainly is to line up, alright, it clips in here, line up this corner of the light with the lower parking light and the side marker light. That kind of just puts that where it needs to be. There is the vertical adjuster that's over on this side, which is basically a shorter version of this, but you'll never find it. It has been discontinued by every manufacturer. Why? I don't know. You can get these a dime a dozen. Or in this case, it was like 15 bucks plus shipping. I don't know why they decide to discontinue it. For us, luckily, our upper adjuster works fine. Mainly because it's kind of protected up inside the fender and the header panel. This one is not so protected over here. Shall we look at some nice stuff? Shiny. Right now this actually still has the protective plastic coating on it. I'm not going to take it off until we are done. When purchasing a headlight housing, this one is from, I believe it was TYC. That's where I get most of mine from. It is a factory replacement part. It comes with all the snubbers and connectors for mounting. Comes with a bulb and the ring. So literally, this is a plug and play headlight. Enough said about that. We have our horizontal adjuster, new in the bag. Let me see if I can give you the where is it? Oh, right there it is. That is the Mopar number. Now if it's 21, you have the infamous, mysterious vertical adjuster, but you know, it's very obvious this is the horizontal. And we have our stationary mount. This will be one of the first things to get changed. So what do you say we get our stuff together and get over to work on the 97, huh? Alright, here we go, looking into the socket. Now is a good time. Make sure your bulbs all work. Replace them if needed. Up here is our vertical adjuster. Down here, you see this big opening and this little pocket back here. That is where our horizontal adjuster lives. And this hole right here is where our stationary mount goes. So, that being the easiest one to put in, we're going to pop him right in right now. Let me go get him. Alright. Here's the critter in question. Oh, hang on. Here's the critter in question. Now you can easily put this in. It needs to go in and turn to lock in. What I found works, if you have one, a 3-pronged antenna housing socket. I know, it's weird. I was going to be replacing the fender on the passenger side of Double D. Well, the passenger side has the antenna. So I searched this out. You can get these actually kind of cheaply online. I think this one was like 12 bucks. But there's no real square inside, so you have to rely on 11/16 socket on the outside here. That's 11/16. Now, as you can see, it has 3 prongs which fit perfectly onto there. I have installed these before using this method and never had a problem. So let me get my 11/16 socket, and is right here is the radiator support. This here, all this black, is the header panel. You need to feed this up through a hole up top in the header panel and slide this down in. Problem is, I can't even see if you guys can see that. Let's get you over a little closer. Because of the rod sticking out the back of here, you cannot get this down in the header panel without causing some problems. So you need to remove it, make the proper adjustment up here to shorten this. Turning this upper screw in clockwise shortens up that rod sticking out of the back. Now you feed it up through the hole in the header panel and through the radiator support, and you can slide it down in. You see there's two screws there. Those are Torx screws, and you'll get them. It looks like we are ready. What do you think? We got our mount there, there, there. Got one solid, well, one stationary and two adjustables. You're saying, well, what about up here? Well, there is none. That's part of the weird design. To add to the degree of difficulty in installing this headlight, we're going to take a little dab of anti-seize and put it on each of the mounts. Now, this is not to keep it from seizing together, but more of a grease. Okay, here comes the fun part. We need to first bring you guys back a little bit. We need to first clip our wires on. Now you gotta try to get this mount on. And the top one at the same time. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this headlight in. What's happening is it's pushing them out over here. Bottom's clipped in. Nope. And that's about all I can do, besides remove plastic. Stay please. All right, let me fill you all in on something. If your headlights, the lenses, look as bad as my first one that I showed you, just do this. The housing itself was less than 20 bucks. I think it was like 25 with delivery. The adjusters, 15 for that one, for the horizontal, and I think 5 or 6 for this one down here. Well, there you go. It's easy as that. How to replace the lousy headlight housings on your ZJ, whether they be from just crazing on the lenses to damage of the mounts. Easy way to repair them. So we're going to call it a day here on this episode of This Old Heap. So I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, tooling around here. If you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button. Like the video, give us a big thumbs up. If you have anything to say, comment, questions, concerns, criticisms, post in the comment box below. So, for this episode of This Old Heap, I'm Mike, here at Everyday Off-Road. We'll catch you guys later. On the next episode of This Old Heap, dealing with a less than masterful master cylinder.